guys, and welcome back to my channel. It feels so good to be saying that again to you guys. It has been a hot freaking minute since I filmed a video for this channel. You are so much bigger. I am here to share her 9-month update, and I can't remember what my last video was, but it might have even been like her 4-month update or something. I don't even know when the last time I put a video up on this channel was. I didn't look. I kind of just decided enough was enough. I have been putting it off for so long. I haven't really been putting it off. It's just things have been so crazy around here. If you've been living in 2020, you know. But yeah, I just really, I didn't like the fact that I wasn't, recording these updates. I really, really want these not just to share with you guys, but also for myself to look back on and have the memories. And so I thought I would just kind of remove all the expectations for myself for these videos, because I've always been super casual on my vlog channel and like didn't really care how they're set up. But I always kind of like, I don't know, felt the need to make my sit down videos on this channel really like, professional and like sit down and all set up and the lighting perfect and, a full face of makeup. And I still decided to do my makeup just because, I don't know. But yeah, I just decided to just not care. And the most important thing is getting the video filmed and out to you guys and, documenting the information and documenting this cuteness. And so yeah, I just decided to go for it. So we are here to film an update, and like I said, it's her 9-month update. I kept meaning to film one for the other months, and time has been flying so freaking fast that it would be, okay, it's time to film for 5-month update, and then it'd be, okay, well, it's a week later, I can still film it, and then, she's turning 6 months, and then all of a sudden she's 7 months, and then she's 8 months, and just time is like, it's flying. So we are already not actually fully 9 months yet, so it is the 14th, and she's not 9 months until the 18th, but I figured that didn't really matter considering how long it's been since I filmed. So, I don't really have a plan for this video. I just kind of decided I was going to film it and sat down to film it. So I don't really have notes or outlines or, specific things I want to talk about. I'm just going to kind of share what life is, has been like with Stella for the last couple of months. I do have her baby book down here, so I was going to kind of flip through that and see if there's anything that, I wanted to make sure I talked about. It also has like all of her, weights and stats and stuff, so I can share that with you guys. But yeah, I'm also gonna be filming with her sitting in my lap or climbing on me or getting into trouble around me, so we will see how this goes. Like I said, I haven't filmed in a while, and she moves now, so who knows how this is gonna go. All right, where the heck to start? So I'm gonna see what the last update video was that I filmed, so I kind of have an idea-ish of where we left off. And I have been sharing a whole lot. Well, I've been sharing more on my vlog channel. I still haven't been filming a lot over there because it's just, I don't know. I just have had other priorities, I guess. I should stop, I don't know. I've had other priorities, so I just haven't been able to put up as much content on YouTube as I would ideally like. But I've also been sharing a little more about, our daily life and stuff over on our vlog channel over the last couple of months, as well as a bunch on Instagram. So if you are interested in going to check out that stuff, I have a whole bunch of, videos and pictures and stuff that I share over there. Okay, let's see. So the last video I shared about her was her 4-month update. Okay, yeah, so it's been about 5 months. Oh my goodness, she's so wiggly. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. So where to start? Okay, I'm just gonna kind of go by categories of what, baby things. So like eat, sleep, stuff like that. So I have nothing to share before 6 months because I don't remember that far back for anything specific to happen. She is playing with a receipt, and that's probably really crinkly and annoying. But at 6 months, we started feeding her solids on the day she turned 6 months. We gave her sweet peas for her first food, and she loved it. She ate the entire thing that we gave her. She even grabbed the spoon and would feed herself from the very first time we gave her solids. So she was just loving that solid foods life. And she has basically liked every single food that we have given her. Since then, we started giving her vegetables, and so we gave her a bunch of different kinds of vegetables, and then we started slowly introducing a couple kinds of fruits. She's had a couple, she's had sweet potatoes and some other, things like that. And yeah, that's kind of how solids have been going. She did go through a little bit of like a disinterested phase in solids where she just kind of didn't want to eat them, and I follow a very baby-led approach to pretty much all of my parenting, and so I kind of just, for us, I'm following the food before one is just for fun mantra. And so for me, it's more about making sure she enjoys the experience of eating and kind of gets used to that and can explore the textures and tastes and play with it and have fun, and it's, you know, not a stressful thing. And so I never put any, you know, pressure or expectations on, you know, how she should eat it, how much she should eat. If she feels like eating, great. If not, whatever, we'll just sit there and play. Or if she just doesn't want to be in her high chair at all, fine, I take her out. It's just kind of a really, like I said, a baby-led approach to everything. We don't do baby-led weaning. I did decide to do purees, just that's what I just felt called to do and what I was more comfortable with. Now that she is almost 9 months old, though, I am starting to introduce to her kind of, you know, like little pieces of things that she can grab and hold on to. Like we tried mango the other day and she was not a fan of holding that. Like I gave it to her like a little, you know, spear of mango, and she kind of grabbed it and just made like she was so icked out by how like squishy it is, and she just like handed it right back. I was like, no thanks, Mom. So that was really funny. But yeah, she has been doing exclusively purees, and I'm just kind of, you know, increasing the chunkiness of them as we move on. And then, like I said, we are just at the very beginning stages of introducing kind of baby-led weaning style foods. So I think that kind of finishes up solids. Other than that, we are still exclusively breastfeeding. We're feeding on demand. She has developed a pretty good schedule. She kind of, you know, she's a really efficient eater. So she takes, you know, like 1 minute on one side, 1 minute on the other side, and she's good to go. She's definitely very booby obsessed. I don't know how else to say that, but I hear about these babies that just kind of like naturally wean themselves, and they, you know, hit 9 months and they were just kind of over it and like whatever. I'm like, that's not Stella. I don't ever see her self-weaning, so we'll have to see when Mom gets tired of it and when we have to kind of make a plan for that, because just the idea of her just deciding, yeah, no, I'm good, is just completely out of the realm of possibility at this point. But I don't mind at all. I had a goal to make it to 1 year of exclusively breastfeeding, and we are well on our way to completing that, so I'm very excited about that, and I'm honestly really proud of myself, because we definitely have some, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say like touch and go periods with nursing, because it has, all things considered, gone relatively smoothly, but I am a first time nursing mom, and so it's just not knowing kind of the ins and outs of things, and, you know, how to tell if my supply has been good. So I've just kind of had periods of more, I guess, just kind of a slightly heightened anxiety about whether or not, you know, we were doing good. But yeah, at this point, 9 months in, I kind of just trust my body. She's doing good. We are, you know, chugging right along and loving every minute of it. The one thing I will say, though, is that she really likes pinching. And so while she's eating, particularly when she's falling asleep, because we still do contact nap, she will pinch me, yes, with her teeny tiny little razor nails, and that is super not fun for Mom. So we have actually been trying to introduce this guy right here, Nap Llama, for falling asleep for naps, so that she can kind of like, you know, mess with him instead of me, so Mom can kind of have that sensory break. But yeah, so I think that's kind of everything with feeding. And so for sleeping, like I said, we are doing contact napping. I absolutely love it. She takes all of her naps on me. We nurse to sleep, and so she basically like falls asleep on the boob and just, you know, sleeps on me for her naps. She currently takes 1 to 2 naps per day. You cute. Okay. She takes 1 to 2 naps per day currently. She kind of got onto a more routine nap schedule, I want to say around 8 months. So I'm going to talk about her nighttime sleep in a bit, because that has been a journey. But we basically, yeah, she started kind of having a regular, at a specific time nap around 8 months. And before that, it was, again, very baby-led, and I kind of didn't really even try to institute strict nap times. She just kind of naturally started doing that on her own when we started something else that I will talk about in a minute. But she's still a really good napper. Like I said, we nurse to sleep, contact sleep. She will either sleep, if she has a 1 nap kind of day, she has been doing 2 to 2.5 hour naps, starting around, I would say 10 or 11 in the morning to kind of like, you know, 1-ish in the afternoon, kind of that window area, depending on when she woke up for the day. She has about 3.5 hour wake periods at the moment. And so if she takes a long nap like that in the morning, like 2.5 hours, I don't push her to do a second nap because usually by the time she's tired enough to really like go down, it's, you know, after 5 or something, and it wouldn't make sense for her to do another nap because then she wouldn't be tired for bed. So on days that she has long naps, we just do 1, but on days that she takes maybe like an hour nap in the morning, I do have a second nap for her in the afternoon that's kind of around 1.5 hours, and usually I try and have her up by 5 p.m. so that she is sleepy enough to go to bed at night. So, nighttime sleep. Whew! That has been the biggest challenge of our parenting journey so far in the last couple of months. You guys know in her first couple updates, we would just rave about what an incredible sleeper she was. She was an amazing sleeper. She slept all the way through the night, pretty much from the night she came home. It was never a problem until like she turned 6 months and just something clicked and she just stopped. I don't know if I have like a hair on my nose, and there we go. Okay, it has been tickling me for the last couple minutes. I don't know if it's because we started solids at 6 months or if it just really is a coincidence and it was developmental and she was just gonna do that no matter what, but she just stopped sleeping through the night, and it got really bad. So she basically kind of started, you know, waking up 1-2 times a night, and it just gradually got worse and worse. So she'd wake up and we would, you know, have to calm her back to sleep and put her back in her bassinet. And eventually got to the point where we wouldn't be able to put her back down in her bassinet. We would be rocking her or nursing her or whatever, and she would be dead asleep in our arms, and then we'd go to put her back in her bassinet and she would just wake right up. And so my husband and I weren't getting like any sleep. It was just really, really hard on us. And so eventually we did end up co-sleeping out of necessity, and co-sleeping, or bed sharing, I guess, technically, it was never something I personally wanted to do. I do consider myself an attachment parent. Like I said, I try to do things as natural and as baby-led as possible, but just co-sleeping was something that did not speak to me for many, many reasons that I'm not gonna go into, but it just kind of got to the point where something had to give. We had to do it. And so I did look up the Safe Sleep 7, and so we made sure to incorporate that. And we ended up bringing Stella to sleep in our bed. We would put her to sleep in her bassinet for about the first hour of the night, and then she would wake up and we wouldn't be able to get her back in the bassinet, and so she would end up sleeping in the bed for the rest of the night. And that was, I mean, she would kind of sleep. She would still, you know, wake up a couple of times throughout the night, but I hated it. It was so miserable for me. It was very, very uncomfortable sleeping in the position that I had to sleep in to keep her safe. She basically had to, oh my goodness, she had to sleep on my boob the entire night. That's one of the recommended, you know, things for safe sleep. And just to kind of keep her asleep. She would still kind of wake up every once in a while, but that was the easiest way to get her right immediately back to sleep anyways. So that we were kind of getting sleep through-ish the night, but I still, like I said, I wasn't comfortable with it. I wasn't getting enough sleep. It was really bad for my back. It was uncomfortable. So at that point, we decided to get a Snuggle Me co-sleeper and see if she would kind of accept that, since the way the Snuggle Me is designed, it kind of like hugs them. And so we were, you know, thinking that since we were able to get her to fall back asleep, but we couldn't put her in the bassinet because she didn't feel held, that maybe she would let us kind of, you know, transfer her into the Snuggle Me. And so then we started sleeping with the Snuggle Me in between my husband and I, and that did work. She did let us transfer her back into the Snuggle Me after waking up and nursing and falling back asleep. However, she still was waking up, and at this point she was waking up between every single sleep cycle, so about every hour and a half, sometimes as frequently as like 45 minutes, but she was waking up every single sleep cycle, and she just wasn't connecting those sleep cycles. And so, you know, every, you know, hour or 2 hours, she'd wake up, I'd nurse her, she'd fall back asleep, I'd put her back in the co-sleeper, and we'd all go back to sleep. And again, my husband and I had much less room in the bed. It was just not comfortable for all of us. I still wasn't completely comfortable with the idea of having her in the bed to begin with. We both weren't. And so, again, it just wasn't ideal, and she still wasn't even sleeping through the night. So, it was at that point that we decided to do the other thing for sleep that we, again, had no intention of ever doing, and that is sleep training. And yeah, so we kind of swung from like one end of the baby sleep pendulum right to the other. I definitely had a hard time coming to terms with doing sleep training. Like I said, I really didn't want to do that. It didn't make me feel comfortable either, but something had to happen. She wasn't sleeping. She needs sleep. We need sleep. And kind of what got us to it at the end was we are better parents when we get sleep. And so we weren't being able to be, you know, our full, you know, best parenting selves while we weren't getting sleep. So we did the Taking Care of Babies course that had gotten a lot of recommendations, both from people here on YouTube and people we know in real life, people I follow, you know, on Instagram and stuff. And so we decided to give that a try. And there definitely is crying involved. It's not crying it out extinction method, but there is crying involved for the level that we did. We did the ABCs of sleep, which was the appropriate class for her age. I think her younger classes are like no cry, but for Stella's age, where she was, there was crying. And at this point, I think she was just shy of turning 8 months old, so it had been a solid 2 months of like her sleep just doing nothing but getting worse. And yeah, so with, you know, no end in sight. So that's why we decided to go for it, and we did modify it a little bit to kind of make ourselves more comfortable with it. So she recommends that the baby like be in their own space, like strongly recommends it, and that just was not gonna happen. So we kept Stella in our room. We kind of adjusted the check-in times that is recommended. We shortened them to kind of be more comfortable. We still kind of shushed her and, you know, like rubbed her and talked to her, and I think that was kind of the main things that we adjusted. Oh, we did keep her in her swaddle too. She's still in her swaddle me, swaddle up. She loves it. She has not ever even once kind of attempted to roll over in it, so we're comfortable with it. Our pediatrician's comfortable with it. So yeah, we kept her swaddled, which was also recommended against in the sleep course. But anyways, within, I don't know, 3 nights, she was sleeping 11-hour stretches again. So that was great. We did have a problem with her initial being put down for quite a while that we finally got figured out within this past week, I think, is when we really got it figured out. She was still kind of taking a full hour to go to sleep from the time we put her in her crib to, you know, falling asleep. And obviously that wasn't just a full hour of her laying there by herself. We were popping in at, you know, scheduled intervals, but that was still really tough because I just don't believe in letting babies cry. I think you can't spoil a child with love, and, you know, if you're, you know, they're not being manipulative. They're trying, you know, if they're crying, it's because they are trying to communicate that they need something, and so I try to be as responsive as I can to Stella when she cries. So doing that was very, very hard on me because it's just not something that I fully believe in, but I kind of knew that it was something that she needed to learn how to sleep and to connect her sleep cycles, and she made that obvious by, you know, learning how to do that within a couple of days. And so yeah, I don't regret doing it. It was definitely very hard on me, and but I think the benefits far outweigh any potential consequences. I don't want to say consequences because I also don't really fully believe that like there's irreversible damage done to them, because, you know, it's like you're driving in a car and your baby cries and you don't pull over to get them out of the car seat right away. You know, you're not worried about damaging your baby's brain then. But so I don't know, I still don't know how I feel about it, but we are on the other side of it, and she sleeps great. So she is pretty much to the point where she, you know, we lay her down and in under 10 minutes she will be asleep, and then she sleeps for 11 to 12 hours throughout the night. She can wake up and just kind of roll herself around and then fall back asleep, which that was the main, you know, thing that we wanted her to be able to do, was to wake up, be able to, you know, just calm herself back to sleep. And she can do that now. And I don't believe that it has in any way affected our attachment bond, which obviously that's, I feel like, you know, the thing that most parents worry about, or mothers or whatever, when doing that. You know, you don't want to kind of ruin the trust that you have with your child. And as you can see, she is still very much a mama's girl. She is just, I don't know if you can see her. Yeah, you can see her in the camera. But yeah, still very much attached to mama. Yes, so I think that's all I'm going to go into about sleep. Parenting is a crazy thing, and you kind of go into it knowing it all, and then you start, you know, you do things that you claimed pre-kids that you would never do, and I did all of them when it came to sleep. I bed shared and I sleep trained, and I did what I had to do in the moment at each time, and that's all you can do as a parent. So I don't know. Anyways, I'm moving on because I feel like I've been talking about this forever. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. Obviously, it's going to cover a couple of months, and I haven't done a video in forever, so I think it's going to be quite long. And you guys are used to me rambling, so anyways, back to the baby. All right, so we did eating, we did sleeping, so I guess diapering. We are still full-time cloth diapering. Not much has changed on that front. We did have to start spraying off her diapers once we started solids at 6 months. If you do that, I highly recommend getting a spray shield. It is life-changing. We started doing it without, like, we got a sprayer attached to our toilet, and we tried to spray diapers without it for like a couple of weeks, and it sucked. I would not recommend it. Get the diaper sprayer. Seems like it's, you know, outrageous, $25 for a little piece of plastic, but it's life-changing. It's worth the $25. Just bite the bullet and get it. Yeah. That's kind of how cloth diapering is going. I still love it. I absolutely love it. I do not regret it for 1 minute. If anything, like, I am more into it than I was before, you know, getting into it. It's really not that hard. It's, you know, you kind of just, you get used to doing the laundry, and yeah, she just looks so dang cute. Like, look, she has a little unicorn on her booty. Like, just so freaking cute. Yeah, love cloth diapering, recommend it to everyone. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I still have a plan to do a cloth diapering kind of overview video, especially now that I have kind of experienced, you know, I wanted to wait at least until we were doing solids, because that is a different ballgame than, you know, breastfed poop. But yeah, so, still loving it, still doing cloth diapering. And there's that. Alright, so I just realized that I was talking to a camera that had stopped recording, so for who knows how long. I'm pretty sure I know where I left off, so I'm going to try and go back and reiterate what I said, but I ended with cloth diapering. So I did talk about how we moved her crib into our room. She was still sleeping in her bassinet until we started the sleep training. We just decided to do that transition all in one fell swoop while we were sleep training her. Like I said, I did really want to keep her in our room. That was very, very important to me, so we moved her crib from the nursery down into our bedroom and put the bassinet up in the attic. Some of you might be surprised that she was still in her bassinet at 8 months, but she's a very tiny girl, and our pediatrician said that it was safe until she maxed out the weight limits. And so, yeah, she was still in the Halo bassinet, but we moved her into her crib when we did the sleep training, and her crib is in our room now, and that hasn't been an issue, because like I said, we kind of just did that lumped in with the sleep training, and so yeah, she sleeps great in her crib. And yeah, so I think that's all. I'm pretty sure that's all I really talked about. It was a lot more long-winded, the portion that I talked about that got cut off. But yeah, so I guess that's the benefit of the camera stopping recording, is I get a chance to kind of gather my thoughts and then say things a little more concisely. But yeah, I am a rambler. You guys know this. If you're still here, thank you. Okay, let's see, what else? Should we start talking about how mobile you are, huh? Yeah? So, I don't even know timelines for this. I'm sure I have it, like, you know, written down or in, well, let me see if I can check her baby book and see if it says anything. She is still not crawling or walking. She scoots like a champ, so she kind of does the little like army crawl, but her belly is still very much on the ground. She doesn't lift that up yet. She stands and has been standing forever and loves standing. She can kind of walk with our hands, you know, holding her hands, but she still isn't like very proficient at that. Just very, you know, like very slow kind of. But she's been standing forever and pulling up forever. All right, let's see here if your baby book can kind of jog my memory with any of this. For a while she would like smack my face and like kind of put her fingers in my mouth and like kind of hold on to my jaw. I can't remember if I talked about this in her last update, but it was really funny. Like while she was nursing, every time she would just always kind of be like messing with my face, and that was pretty dang cute. But she stopped doing that. It's so crazy how fast everything changes. Oh my goodness, ouch. She started laughing in her 6th month, so when she was 5 months old, I think that was in March. I'm pretty sure I shared on Instagram the exact day that we had her first laugh. She still doesn't laugh a ton. She loves smiling and she like, you know, talks a whole bunch, but she just isn't a very super laughy baby. She kind of like screams. Ooh, okay, no, I'll talk about that later, so I'm going to talk about her weight. Yeah, so when she was 5 months, she was already standing a whole lot. I think that's when she like really started to stand. Like she could stand all day if you let her. She like pulls herself up on you and just, yeah, just want to be up. All right, so when she's 6 months, I had that she's also getting really good to like at sitting up on her own, you know, without any support. So at 7 months, she was already army crawling, or like before turning 8 months. Yeah, so while she was 7 months. And around then is when she really started smacking and banging things to make noises. She really likes doing that. So smacking her hands on the table, smacking toys on the tables, and, you know, smacking things on the floor, and just lots and lots of banging to see what kind of noises it can make. She likes, so when she's standing up, she'll kind of just like bend over and put her head down to like look at her feet and see what they're doing down there. It's pretty funny. All right, I think that's kind of all I have in there. So yeah, like I said, she is army crawling like a champ, still isn't really crawling, still isn't walking. Probably pretty soon, although babies are so funny. They can either do things, you know, overnight or just kind of work up to it for months. And I feel like, you know, she's been standing for months and kind of getting close to like walking for months, and who knows, right? Who knows? Oh, you do. You're not gonna tell us though. What else? What else? All right, let's see. We can talk about her size, I guess. All right, so let me pull out, well, yeah, I'll pull out the baby book and tell you her size in here because things have changed in that arena. Alright, so 4th month, I'm not sure, I assume I shared this in her last update, but she was 10 pounds, 8.5 ounces when she turned 4 months. And she was 23.5 inches long. She loves hair. I don't know if you can tell, but she's like constantly grabbing my hair. She always has loved hair. And like my husband will kind of like tickle his hair on her face, and she loves it. Like she just goes crazy for hair. Alright. At 5 months, she was 11 pounds, 10.25 ounces, which was the 1st percentile, and she was 24 inches, 8th percentile. 6th month, she was 12 pounds, 10 ounces, 2nd percentile, 24 inches, 5th percentile, 24.5 inches, which was the 5th percentile. And then when she turned 7 months old, she jumped up to 14 pounds, 10 ounces, and into the 12th percentile. Yeah, we were no longer a 1 to 2% baby. We got so chunky. She has started to, I think, thin out again now that she is like a lot more mobile, but yeah, at that point she kind of made a jump out of the 1st and 2nd percentile for weight. And for height, she was still 5th percentile at 25 inches. And then when she turned 8 months, she was 16 pounds, 1.75 ounces, which was 24th percentile, which, like, can you guys even believe that? She was such a teeny tiny little peanut in the 1st percentile for so long, and then to be in the 24th percentile just seems so crazy for her. And then at 8 months, she was 26 inches, which was the 12th percentile. And like I said, she isn't quite 9 months yet, so I don't have her stats for that. She's currently in 3 to 6 or 6 month clothing. And yeah, I don't think she'll be moving into 9 anytime soon, but yeah, that's kind of where she has been. I think she's, I don't think she fits in any of her 3 month clothing anymore, so she's pretty solidly in 6 month sizes. Yeah! Yeah, and that kind of sums it up for the sizea. As far as like toys and stuff, we really try and keep it minimal. Even with that, we have ended up with a ton of toys, and we kind of have a little station in our living room because this is kind of where, you know, we just hang out throughout the day, and so we have all of her stuff over there. And it all kind of gradually migrated down from her nursery. I tried to just have a few things out here, but we ended up with like almost everything. And so we had to kind of have a major, you know, move everything back upstairs the other day to kind of get it back to just a couple of things, because I don't know, I think babies do better when you give them limited options. It's not so overwhelming. Like when we had all of her toys over there, I was like, I wouldn't even want to go in and explore that. I wouldn't know where to start. You know, it's just kind of a lot. So I like to keep kind of 5 to 10 toys depending on their size down here, and kind of pick, you know, one from each different area of function. So like, you know, one soft toy, one, I don't know, teether, a rattly type thing, you know what I mean? We still get the Love Every subscription boxes, and so we haven't really bought any toys for her, aside from like, you know, one for Easter, I think, and, you know, a couple from the grandparents here and there, but us personally haven't bought any toys because we just don't need them. And she loves the Love Every toys. They're such high quality. They're nice wood toys, and they are developmentally stimulating, which I love. She loves them. It's really cool because you'll get a kit kind of at the beginning of a developmental stage, and so they're kind of like, you know, too old for her. But then, you know, she, like, to see her kind of grow into the toys and to see her actually use them, it's a really cool experience. Seeing them be able to do something that they really couldn't grasp before. Yeah. And I guess that's, you know, all of parenting is just kind of seeing them grow and learn, and it's really cool. She said her first word, she said mama. Yeah. Was mama your first word? I don't have the date offhand when that was, but she said mama as her first word, and we were really into saying it for a couple of days, and then she stopped. So, I don't know, I count it. I got it on camera, which I'm really excited about, because, yeah, like I said, she was saying it a lot, so I got it on camera, which just melts my little freaking heart. And yeah, that was really fun. We also have our first 2 teeth, so she has one fully in. Her bottom left was her first tooth, and it kind of just popped up out of nowhere without causing any sort of a fuss at all. Miles just kind of had his finger in her mouth one day, because that's something she's always loved to do too, is just chewing on our fingers. But just one day there was a tooth there. And yeah, so that one just kind of appeared, and then starting like a week ago, the second bottom tooth kind of started making an appearance and coming through, and that one definitely has bothered her more. We use essential oils to help with her teething. I made her a little roller with half copaiba, half coconut oil, and then 2 drops of clove, and that really, really helps. She loves it. She gets excited when she sees her teething roller, and it really, really helps her discomfort. So that is almost exclusively what we use for teething. Sometimes it's gotten bad enough to where I want to give her Tylenol, and so we do that. But yeah, for the most part, the essential oils are our go-to pain management for that. And let's see. Is that it, kiddo? Missing anything big? I don't think so. Alright, yeah, I think that really finishes it up and kind of hopefully hits all the big points from the last couple of months. And as you can see, she is getting even squirmier because she is hungry. It's time to eat and possibly take another nap, because she did only take an hour this morning, so you might be going down again. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, sorry it was so long between videos. It's just, she has become a little more of a handful. So it's just really, really hard to find the time to sit down and make videos. So I'm gonna try and kind of keep expectations low and not, you know, feel the need to make like high production videos, because let's be real, it's just, you know, YouTube. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get more videos uploaded for you guys, but let me know if you guys have any questions about life with Stella Belle over the last couple of months. Leave them in the comments below and I will be sure to get back to you. You can also, like I said, follow me on Instagram. I have been very, very active on my vlog Instagram at Merritt Daily. I post on there almost every single day, and so all of the big moments with Stella definitely get shared on there first. So yeah, if you'd really like to keep up with us, definitely go follow me over there. I also try and do Insta stories on a pretty regular basis. I try and do daily, but you know, things are crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up before I ramble on too much longer because this video is probably already super long. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!